please subscribe to our channel. Horror movie Sting is a thrilling ride. It centers on 12-year-old Charlotte, whose pet spider rapidly grows and transforms into a monster, posing a menacing threat to her family and neighbors. Charlotte lived with her mother, Heather, her stepfather, Ethan, and her little brother, Liam. She had a loving family, but she missed her birth father, whom she believed had settled in Thailand. Charlotte was a talented artist, and unlike tweens her age, she enjoyed a streak of freakiness in her life. When an asteroid cluster passed close to the Earth, a blob of fire entered through a window, and it gave birth to a spider-like creature. Charlotte used the air vent to secretly enter Gunter's apartment to steal her prized dolls, and that was when she discovered the creature. She immediately decided to bring it home and store it in a jar. She was quite happy with her unusual pet and named it Sting. What she thought was a little freaky ended up causing unimaginable damage to the lives of those around her. Charlotte was fascinated with Sting's growth. The more Charlotte fed it, the strange spider grew bigger and bigger. She was too young to be concerned, and she was simply amazed by his special abilities. The creature could mimic voices, further suggesting that it was not an ordinary spider. Charlotte was in search of a constant companion, and Sting seemed just perfect. Her parents were either busy with work or were occupied with their toddler. Even though they tried their best to keep an eye on her, they did not intend to pry into her life. Sting kept growing in size, and it started to sneak out of the jar and hunt for meat. The little insects Charlotte fed were not enough for the creature, it craved blood. From pets to humans, Sting's appetite grew over time. It used the air vent to go from one apartment to another to find its next target. Charlotte was oblivious to what was going on, and she approached biology student Eric, who lived in the building, to buy a fish tank to keep Sting in it. Eric was curious when he heard about the strange creature. It was obvious that Sting was not a spider, even though it looked like one, and Eric was interested in finding out more about the mysterious creature. Eric proposed that he find the right environment for Sting and build a tank that would be perfect for it to grow. Charlotte innocently agreed to the deal and left her pet with him. Soon after Charlotte left, Eric contacted Ethan and told him about the danger of keeping a venomous arachnid in their apartment. Ethan did not take it too seriously until he saw Sting. Eric warned Ethan that the creature could be a killer and that they must hand it over to the Department of Health and Safety. Charlotte was heartbroken when she was told that her pet was a life hazard, and it was surrendered. But Eric did not hand the creature to the Department of Health and Safety. Instead, he kept it with him and created an environment that would be perfect for its growth. Eric wanted to make it big in his field, and he assumed that with Sting, he would be unstoppable. The more Eric fed him, the bigger Sting grew. The tank was too small to accommodate it, and Sting was too powerful to be kept captive. It craved more blood, and that was when the madness began. A very important fact that Charlotte had learned about Sting was that it hated mothballs. So, when Charlotte realized that Sting had turned into a gigantic killing machine, she knew exactly how to stop it. Sting attacked and took away her mother, Ethan, and even Liam. Charlotte was the only one who could rescue her family, and she loaded a water gun with mothball water when she entered the air vent. Towards the end of Sting, Charlotte had turned into the female protagonist of the comic idea she had come up with. She found Ethan and used the mothball water to free him from the venomous web. And as a result, they fell into the basement of the building. Sting had no empathy, and it was about to attack Charlotte when Ethan stormed in like a true hero and sprayed the mothball water on the creature. Charlotte could not thank Ethan enough. The situation got all the more tense when they realized that they were trapped in the basement. Ethan did not have the keys to the door on him, and Frank the exterminator added to the chaos. The exterminator was also attacked by Sting, and he had gone into a state of complete hysteria when he was told that they were trapped. In an attempt to protect himself, he ended up causing more harm. The water pipe got busted thanks to his staple gun, and the effect of the mothball started to wash away. Sting eventually killed Frank, and Charlotte and Ethan decided to hide in the garbage compactor. To their surprise, they found Heather and Liam there. They used the remaining mothball water to free them, and the family was finally reunited. At that moment, Charlotte realized how much she loved her family and that she always wanted to stay close to them. Sting happened to be the venomous villain who ended up reuniting the stepfather and daughter. They teamed up to defeat the threat. Charlotte realized how blessed she was to have Ethan in her life. For the first time, she recognized him as her father because, at the end of the day, he was the only one who had been with her through thick and thin. Ethan's plan was to trap Sting in the garbage compactor and squish the monster to death. But unfortunately, even after pressing the button multiple times, the weight did not fall as was expected. At the end of Sting, Ethan risked his life and reconnected the plug, and in the process, he got electrocuted. It was because of Ethan's sacrifice that the button finally worked, and when Charlotte pressed it, the weight came crashing down on the monstrous creature. While the family was saved, Ethan had stopped responding. And once again, just like in the comic where the daughter apologized for being responsible for her father's death and used her magical power to bring him back to life, Charlotte too prayed with all her heart for Ethan to be alive. In the count to 3, Ethan magically resuscitated. Sting ends on a happy note, with the family celebrating their win against the deadly creature who had pretty much killed everyone in the building except for Helga, thanks to her shawl that smelled of mothballs. During Sting's ending, Charlotte's former pet, Sting, was crushed to death, but the last scene of the film revealed that the threat was not completely gone. While we had only seen one egg hatch and give birth to Sting, there were still several more eggs waiting to cause mayhem. Well, clearly, this is not the end of the madness, but just the beginning. Perhaps they will claim more lives in the city, but as long as there is mothball water, there might be some hope of destroying the alien creature. Only Helga had found out that the threat was not over. But Charlotte's grandmother suffered from senile dementia, and there was simply no chance of her remembering what the threat was in the first place. So, even though the alien creature showed itself to her, she unfortunately will not be able to warn her family about it. Maybe we are looking at alien domination or simply a world where mothball water will be in demand. Either way, a sequel to his creature feature is definitely probable. So that's Sting film summary and ending explained. I hope you liked this video. Please leave a comment and subscribe to this channel. See you in another video. Bye.